Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to crochet these little pouches using a special stitch which makes them look extra puffy and cozy. So they're just perfect for winter. They are also quite simple and easy to make. Once you get used to this stitch pattern, it gets a lot easier. So you can just quickly make yourself a little pouch for winter where you can bring all your cute little daily items. I believe you guys will love this tutorial and how these pouches finally turn out. Without further ado, let's get started. These are the materials you're gonna need. These are the crochet abbreviations which are in US terminology. For the yarn, you can use any type of milk cotton or acrylic yarn. Here I'm gonna use milk cotton with mohair yarn to make it look extra fuzzy and gentle. And I'm just gonna use 3mm crochet hook. We're gonna start with the slip knot. To make a slip knot, wrap the yarn around your finger to get an X pattern at the bottom. Grab that X and bring the yarn through the loop that you just created. So that's how I do the slip knot, and then you have to make 20 chains. For the round one, we're gonna start from second chain from the hook. Insert your hook into the second chain and make one single crochet. And after that, make another single crochet into the same chain. So we just did an increase. And we're gonna mark the very first stitch with a stitch marker. And now we're gonna do one single crochet into each chain all the way until the very last chain. So we're gonna get a total of 17 single crochet after the increase that we did in the beginning. So I finished 17 single crochet and there is only one chain left. Into the last chain, we're gonna make 4 single crochets. After 4 single crochet in last chain, we're gonna turn our crochet piece like that. We are kind of like making a U-turn and crochet into the lower parts of the chains. Insert into the lower part of the chain like so and make one single crochet into each. Now we're gonna start from the chain which is just next to that 4 single crochet cluster. Insert your hook into that lower part of the chain and bring the yarn tail over your hook so that it is buried under your stitches, and then make one single crochet. After that, go into the next lower part of the chain. Insert your hook, bring the yarn over your hook and make one single crochet again. Just like so, crochet all the way until we get 17 single crochets. Now I have finished making 17 single crochet in the lower part, and there is one last chain left, as you can see. And in the last chain, last lower part of the chain, we're gonna make 3 single crochets. After that, make a slip stitch into the very first stitch that we marked with a stitch marker to connect the round. So now we have finished making round 1. Just like so, we're gonna connect with a slip stitch at the end of every round, and to start a new round, make chain 1 like so. For the round 2, start from the first stitch again, and you have to make 1 increase into that very first stitch. Mark the very first stitch with the stitch marker again. And here slip stitch and chain 1 are not included in our total stitch counts. So after making an increase, we're gonna make a total of 19 single crochets. After 19 single crochet, we're gonna make 3 increases. So go into the next stitch, make an increase in there, make another increase in the next stitch, and then another increase in the next stitch. So we have finished 3 increases, and after that make a total of 18 single crochets. Now there are 2 single crochets left. Make an increase into each. To finish the round, make a slip stitch into the very first stitch. Skip that chain 1, go into the first stitch and make a slip stitch. So now we have finished round 2, and starting from round 3, we're gonna go into this puffy stitch pattern. To start round 3, make 3 chains first. And now we're gonna start doing the 3 HTC cluster in the very first stitch. So wrap your yarn around the hook, go into the very first stitch, bring the yarn and pull through. And then wrap the yarn again around your hook, go into that first stitch again and pull the yarn through. And we're gonna do it one more time. Wrap the yarn inside your hook into that stitch and pull through. Now that you get 7 loops on the hook, we're gonna pull through all these 7 loops. So now we have finished the first half, and after that make 2 chains and then do another half again, which is another 3 HTC cluster stitch. Just like we did the first one, go into the same stitch and bring the yarn, wrap the yarn inside your hook, pull through, do another time, and now that you have 7 loops on the hook, pull through all these 7 loops again. So now you have got 1 puffy heart in the very first stitch of the round. To make another heart, make chain 1 first, and then to make another heart you have to skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and go into the 4th stitch. We're gonna make another puffy heart in that stitch. So wrap the yarn, go into the 4th stitch, pull through, wrap the yarn and pull through again, wrap the yarn, pull through next time. Once you get 7 loops, pull it through all the 7 loops. We got the first half, so make 2 chains, make the second half again in that same stitch, So now we got another puffy heart. Just like that, we're gonna go around and make these little puffy hearts. To make another, make chain 1 first. So now as you can see, there is 1 chain between each puffy heart, and between the 2 halves of the puffy heart there are 2 chains. To make another, skip 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, go into that 4th and make another puffy heart just like in the pattern above. So just like that, we're gonna repeat it all the way until the end, and you have to repeat everything in a bracket for a total of 13 times. And also don't forget to skip 3 stitches in between each heart. And here I'm doing the last puffy heart. Skip 3 stitches, go into the last stitch of the round and make 1 heart. Now we are finished making our last puffy heart. Before finishing, make chain 1 and then go into the 3rd chain of the 3 chains that we did in the beginning of this round. So the first chain is just next to the slip stitch. This one is the first chain, second, and then 3rd. Go into the 3rd chain and then we're gonna make a slip stitch. So now we are finished making round 3, and this is how it looks like so far. Now we're gonna do round 4. To start round 4, start with chain 3 as in the pattern above. And now we're gonna continue this puffy heart pattern, and we will continue into the chain 2 space in between 2 halves of each puffy heart. So now as you can see, there are 2 chains that we did, and in that chain 2 space we're gonna make another puffy heart just like we did before. Start with the first half and then make 2 chains, go into that chain 2 space again and make another half, and now we have finished our very first puffy heart for the round 4. And now make chain 1, go into the chain 2 space of the next puffy heart and make another puffy heart. So just like that, we're gonna repeat that puffy heart pattern into each chain 2 space in between the 2 halves of the puffy heart in the previous round. And also don't forget to make chain 1 in between each heart, and in between 2 halves of each puffy heart there are 2 chains. So repeat it like that all the way until the end. When you are finished, make chain 1, go into the 3rd chain of the chain 3 that we did in the beginning, insert your hook and make a slip stitch into the third chain. So now we have finished round 4, and this is how it looks like. So now we're gonna repeat round 4 all the way up to round 9. So you have to make 5 more rounds. Now I have finished up to round 9, and this is how it looks like. The puffy hearts are looking really cute. Now we're gonna do round 10. For the round 10, you have to start with chain 1, and then go into that chain space between the 3 chains and the puffy heart in the previous round. Go into that space like so and make 1 single crochet. And after that, go into the chain 2 space in between the 2 halves of the puffy heart and make 1 single crochet. And after that, go into that chain space, chain 1 space between 2 puffy hearts and make 1 single crochet. Just like so, we're gonna go into the chain 2 space in between 2 halves and then into that chain 1 space between 2 puffy hearts and make 1 single crochet into each. For the last time, go into that space between the 3 chain and puffy heart and make 1 single crochet. So now we have reached to the end. When you're finished, you can either connect with a slip stitch into the very first stitch or just cut the yarn and connect it later. I'm gonna show you how. So now when you're finished, stretch the stitches a little bit to give it more room and a little bit more relaxed. And now we're gonna weave in the ends. So with the darning needle, go into the very first single crochet that you did, like so, and then come back to the last single crochet, go into the back loop like so, and into underneath the other stitches, and then pull the yarn. And now we're gonna weave in the ends and hide the yarn under the stitches inside. Now we're gonna do the flap, and to begin, we're gonna start from the second single crochet of the last round. So now insert your hook into the second single crochet of round 10 and place the yarn on top of your crochet hook like so, and bring the yarn. After that, make chain 1 first, go into that same stitch again and make 1 single crochet. Now go into another stitch and bring the yarn over your hook and make 1 single crochet, and keep going like so until you get 11 single crochets. So now we are finished making 11 single crochet, and this is row 1. To start row 2, chain 1 and turn your crochet piece like so, and just make 1 single crochet into each stitch, so you're gonna get 11 single crochet as well. So now we have finished row 2, and just like we did row 2, you have to repeat until you get up to row 6. This is how it looks like after row 6, and now we're gonna do row 7. Chain 1, turn your piece, and by using the fast 2 stitches, we're gonna make 1 decrease. After that, make 3 single crochets. After 3 single crochets, make chain 3 and skip 1 single crochet, go into the next, make 1 single crochet, make 2 more, and in the last 2 stitches, make 1 decrease. So this is row 7, make another row, row 8. Using the first 2 stitches, make 1 decrease again. Make 2 single crochets. And then from that 3 chains that we did, go into the middle chain, into the back bump of the middle chain, and make 1 single crochet. And then go into the next single crochets and make 2 single crochets first, and by using the last 2 single crochets, make 1 decrease. So this is row 8, and when you're finished, cut the yarn. So now we're gonna crochet along these sides of the flap to make the edges look really smooth and clean. For this right side, we're gonna start from the underneath, the first stitch of the very first row of the flap. Bring the yarn and make chain 1 first. And then make 1 single crochet into that same place, and then go into the side of the next row, bring the yarn over the hook and make 1 single crochet. Go into the next row, insert into the side and make another single crochet. Just like so, we're gonna crochet along the side, and we're gonna get 8 single crochet from this side. And here, if you got 7 or 9 single crochet, it doesn't matter. Actually, as long as you get it really nice and clean, you can forget about the stitch counts. So now I finished the right side, and we are moving to the second side, aka the last row of the flap. So we're gonna make 1 single crochet into each stitch of the last row. Now we're gonna crochet along the third side, just like we did with the first side. And when you're finished, you can cut the yarn leaving a long tail. Give it a little stretch and cut the yarn, and also cut the yarn that you buried along the way. And now we're gonna weave in the end of the flap. So now all we left to do is to sew a button for the buttonhole that we left in the flap. So I'm gonna sew this button suitable for the size of the buttonhole that I left on the round 8 of the body. So now we are finished making our cute little pouch, which looks really cute and cozy and really suitable, especially for this season. This is the end of our tutorial. Thank you so much for being here today. If you love this video, please give it a like and also subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more videos like this in the future. I hope we will see each other again in the next tutorial. Bye bye and happy crocheting!